Netcasts originating from the birthplace of the oil industry. We are the Stream.
Good evening and welcome to the 143rd annual commencement here at Titusville High School. Luke Rio and Tim Snyder along with you this evening. Hard to believe, Tim, another year has come to an end.
They seem to go by quicker and quicker as we get older and older. But there's a lot of smiling faces getting ready to come into the room tonight. A lot of excited families out there. The THS Gymnasium absolutely packed to capacity. Some damp weather moved the festivities inside, but I don't think it'll dampen the spirits. Lots of people very excited for graduation tonight.
Yeah, Tim, high school might be ending for these folks here tonight, but certainly the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Some will go on to college, some will go on into the workforce, trade schools. There's a lot out there in the big world.
Absolutely. Big milestone graduating high school. We heard some different statistics earlier tonight from State Representative Brad Roy. Very exciting to hear that here in Titusville, about 90% of students graduate from high school. So that's a pat on the back for Titusville.
Absolutely. And for those who might not be here tonight and they're thinking about maybe going back to school, we got to hear quite a bit from the Crawford County Read program and the folks there, and just what a magnificent program. It seems like every August we get a chance to hear a little bit about what they do when it comes to funding from the United Way and how important funding to the United Way is, because it goes to programs like the Read program. And we had a group of adults who graduated here tonight, and a big round of applause for those folks going back and picking up their diploma.
Very excited. The adult education folks, big smiles on their faces, and we are waiting now for the graduating class of 2013. Pomp and circumstances starting up, so we know that the students will be coming in any moment now.
Always very exciting. Tim, you were in the band when you were in high school. Before you graduated, did you sit here and play this song?
I have played through Pomp and Circumstance a number of times, yes.
got it. Please join in the singing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. We, the class of 2013, would like to welcome our family, friends, staff, faculty, and honored guests tonight as we celebrate graduating high school and moving on to the next phase of our lives. We have spent most of our kindergarten through 12th grade years waiting for this day to come. Our emotions will go from excitement to sadness, or maybe being ready to start our new lives, to being scared to death, not knowing what we're going to do and what our future will hold. Some of us are as prepared as we can be at this time, while some of us have absolutely no clue whatsoever. What we do know is that this part of our lives has come to an end. As we sit here tonight, take a look to your classmate on your left, then to your classmate on your right. Look to who is in front of you and who is sitting behind you. The next time we meet together as a class, you may not see them for whatever reason. Take a moment tonight before you leave and make a point to tell those people that they made a difference, even if you didn't know them real well. Because how they leave here tonight could completely change their lives, whether you realize it or not. Make it a point to go up to all of your classmates that you have socialized with or not and bid them farewell. We have spent the last 12 plus years with each other. Some have been with us from the very beginning, some have joined us along the way, but tonight we are here as one class. We have grown not only as a class, but as individuals. Some of us were always involved in many things, including sports, music, academics, vo-tech, part-time jobs, and so on. There are going to be those that decide to continue their education close to home, while some will leave to further their education. We have classmates who will be leaving to join our military that have chosen to serve our country. Some of us may already have a job lined up or just plan on moving away to see what this world has to offer. Whatever our plans on after this day, just know that we finally made it. Congratulations to the class of 2013.
compass directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind and hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 143rd commencement of the Titusville Senior High School. In respect for our students, your children, and all of their accomplishments, we request that you please hold your applause until after the names of all of our graduates have been read. Our graduates deserve to have their names heard by their families. Also, before we begin tonight's program of celebration and recognition, I ask that you please turn off all cell phones so that we can enjoy this evening without interruption. At this time, I would like to recognize our school district retirees this year who have served the district for a combined 250 years. Custodian Pam Antill, cafeteria worker Kathy Berlin, high school English teacher and high school English department chair Lynn Cressman, elementary principal Terry Funk, elementary music teacher Susan Letterber, reading specialist Dolores Logan, third grade teacher Krista Mowry, custodian Michael Sterling, elementary library science teacher Deborah Stewart, custodian Stephen Stewart, custodian Robert Voisin, educational aide Judy Wakoff, and Federal Programs Secretary Sandra Wheeling. We appreciate their many years of dedication to our students and schools. Please take a moment to note the names of this year's Adult Education Program graduates who are listed in tonight's commencement bulletin. Administrators, school board members, family, and friends celebrated their accomplishment earlier this evening as they received their high school diplomas. We are very proud of their achievement and wish them the best for continued success. The Titusville High School class of 2013 has achieved various noteworthy accomplishments. Many of the class members have excelled in academics, sports, music and the arts, volunteerism, and in numerous other endeavors. We commend our graduates for their outstanding efforts to achieve excellence. A long-standing tradition here at THS is for the senior class to select their class orators. This year's seniors have chosen Leah Henderson and Alexander Langer to address their fellow classmates and graduation attendees this evening. It is my pleasure to introduce the first class orator, Leah Henderson. Leah is the daughter of Brent and Patty Henderson. Would Leah's parents please stand to be recognized? Leah's cumulative GPA is 4.13. She is a member of the National Honor Society and Student Council, received an Academic Excellence Award, and served as class officer all 4 of her high school years. In addition, she achieved perfect attendance for all 4 years here at THS. She also served as secretary-treasurer of the varsity club and was a member of the Envirothon Club and Jets team. Leah also placed in the Elks writing competition, was an Ignite mentor, and served on the prom committee. She participated on the girls' swimming, track and field, and cross-country teams. Leah received the Girls Cross Country Award, Cecil R. Henderson Jr. Girls Track Award, and was chosen by the coaching staff to receive the Phyllis J. Zarachek Girls Sportsmanship Award. In 2012, Leah earned the Challenger Award, earning 6 varsity letters, and in 2013, she earned the Elite Athlete Award by earning 9 varsity letters during her high school career. Leah also was a captain of the girls' track team and earned a Scholar Athlete Award. During the summers, she worked at Corky's restaurant in Pleasantville. Her hobbies include photography, singing, and running. She also regularly attends the Erie Church of Christ. Leah plans to attend Slippery Rock University, where she will study physical therapy. Leah Henderson.
Good evening, administration, faculty, family, friends, and fellow students. Today is our graduation day. That's sort of weird to say, isn't it? If anyone else is like me, I can recall coming into middle school and thinking our graduation year is so far away. How will we ever finish 7 more years of school? But we did, and although at times it seemed as if the days could not go by quickly enough, looking back these past few years went by extremely fast. But getting to this point wasn't so easy. Each and every one of us has had to overcome obstacles to get where we are today. When we entered our first year of school, we did not care about what work there was to do. Our only obstacles were trying to figure out what toy we would play with or if we could color inside the lines. Then came elementary school. Although we were all split between different schools, we all encountered new difficulties, most being a little more involved in coloring. Among these were homework, school plays, or for any of the Main Street kids out there, learning multiplication tables so we could earn an ice cream sundae. At this point, we started learning how to overcome our challenges. We were learning that in order to do well in school or in any other aspect of our lives, we have to apply ourselves and strive to learn. We became progressively more challenged with each grade we finished. Elementary school was just the beginning of our obstacles. The next, and perhaps the most confusing, was middle school. This was the first time that all of us were united as one class. We now all faced many of the same hardships. Although they may seem silly now, our challenges were traveling between several different classrooms and having more tests and essays. But we learned that we had to overcome these difficulties in order to pass each grade. We taught ourselves to overcome these barriers by finding our way around the school, studying, and learning how to manage our time. By the time we were 8th graders, we believed we had jumped every hurdle out there, and we were convinced we were ready to overcome possibly the biggest obstacle of our lives, high school. However, the first day of high school was a little more confusing and intimidating than we thought it would be. It seemed like it was only yesterday that we were those scared little freshmen fighting with the locks in our lockers, trying to find our way around the massive school, and attempting to avoid the paths of the upperclassmen. But as time went on, we became more comfortable in our new home. We overcame our very first obstacles of high school by realizing that lockers aren't that difficult, and the school isn't really that big once you get used to it. And the craziest thing of all, we even became friends with some of those seniors we were once so afraid of. As we grew up and started to figure out who we were, we encountered even more hindrances. For some of us, our biggest hurdle was our academics. For others, it was learning the lines for a big play, making varsity for a sports team, and learning a trade at VOTEC, trying to develop one's art skills, or balancing school and work. Every single person here has overcome his or her own individual stumbling blocks for the past 4 years. It hasn't been easy, but we have persevered through our struggles, and we can now say that we have overcome high school, one of the greatest obstacles most of us will ever face. As I look at each of you one last time as my fellow classmates, I can honestly say that I know you have great ambition that will carry with you for the rest of your lives in everything you do. Ambition is defined as a strong desire to do or to achieve something requiring determination and hard work, and you couldn't have overcome high school without it. My encouragement to you and to myself is that we never lose our ambition to overcome our obstacles and to never give up when people tell us we can't accomplish something. Many great people in the world have been told that they were not good enough and that they would never succeed, but they did. For example, Ludwig van Beethoven, a very successful composer, helped shape the future of music and created some of the greatest works of music ever written, even though he was almost completely deaf. Another example is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was our nation's president for a total of 4 terms, although he was paralyzed from the waist down and forced to spend most of his adult life in a wheelchair. Many doubted the future of Ben Franklin after he left school at the age of 10, but he took up an apprenticeship, educated himself, and went on to be considered one of our country's greatest founding fathers, along with developing some of the most important technologies still in use today. Michael Jordan faced a similar situation. In high school, he was deemed too short for the varsity basketball team, but he later went on to join the team and became the best basketball player in the world, regardless of what people told him. This just goes to show that even if you fail, you are still capable of achieving greatness as long as you are willing to face your obstacles. My favorite example of this is Helen Keller. Her impediment was that she was both blind and deaf. However, she did not let this define her. She learned how to communicate with others despite her debilitating condition, and she eventually entered and graduated college against all odds. She later became one of the most influential women of her time as she raised awareness for the blind and became a speaker for social and political issues, including women's suffrage and pacifism. She refused to accept her obstacles as part of her life, but instead, she overcame them and accomplished what many thought was impossible. As each of us goes our different directions throughout our lives, whether it's to school, the military, or the workforce, I want to leave with you something with which to challenge yourselves. When you encounter adversity, overcome it and grow from the experience. Life is full of obstacles, but it is our decision whether we allow them to consume us or if we will overcome them and become stronger people because of it. Administration, teachers, family, friends, thank you for the endless encouragement and support you have given us that have helped us achieve this significant milestone. Lastly, my fellow classmates, I want to leave with you a quote from Christian Larson that we should carry with us all our lives. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Class of 2013, congratulations and good luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you and good night.
It is now my privilege to introduce the second class orator, Alexander Langer, who is the son of Mike and Emily Langer. Would Alex's parents please stand to be recognized? Alex's cumulative GPA is 4.07, and he is ranked 6th in the class. Alex is the president of the Academic Challenge Club and the National Honor Society. He was also a member of the high school choir and drama club, and he participated in the school musical and the senior class play. Alex participated in the Clarion Math Contest and in service learning. He participated in sports as a member of the boys cross country team, swimming, and tennis teams, and received the Challenger Award in 2013 for earning 6 varsity letters during his career. Alex is a member of the Boy Scouts of America and earned the Eagle Scout Award and a Bronze Palm Award, which is an accomplishment beyond the Eagle Scout designation. As part of his Eagle Scout achievement, he helped to restore a building in Oil City for the Salvation Army. He also served as a junior scoutmaster for his Boy Scout troop. His community involvement includes volunteering at the St. James Soup Kitchen and with the Titusville Shade Tree Commission. He attends the Titusville First Presbyterian Church, where he is active in the youth group, and he attended the Duvall mission trip. Alex is a certified climbing instructor who loves to read and enjoys playing tennis and ultimate frisbee. Alex has been accepted to the United States Air Force Academy, where he plans to study chemical engineering. Alexander Langer.
Fellow graduates, faculty, Jackie Barker, staff, and parents, I would like to welcome you this evening and thank my peers for the opportunity to share these thoughts as we embark on this graduation celebration. As I prepared this speech, I thought about the value of education from the perspectives of family and the teachers who've instructed me, and with the knowledge that I live in a country where education is available to everyone. As for us as students, we were simply required to show up and engage. From the perspective of family, I've had the good fortune of grandparents, parents, and extended family who've excelled scholastically and went on to college and a professional life. My grandparents both were the first generation in their family to attend college along with their siblings. They became pharmacists and self-made businessmen. My parents met at the University of Pittsburgh and have maintained a professional career all my life. When I was 8, my mom returned to graduate school to earn a master's degree. I remember many family gatherings where they would marvel that nearly every member of the family for 2 generations had attended the University of Pittsburgh. Perhaps this is why I applied to the Air Force Academy. But all kidding aside, as a child in this environment, it would be hard not to consider a good education something of value. When I think back on my teachers and the Titusville School experience, several people and lessons stand out. In middle school, Mr. Herman was fond of telling us, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. What I learned from this was not to consider myself superior to others, and that the experience we learned from different aspects of life. What I also take away from this statement is that knowledge provides us with the power to achieve anything imaginable. It is wisdom that we gain from the actual experience of carrying out the task. Mrs. Cressman taught me the importance of style. She reminded us in class that one's character is often reflected in one's work. In other words, People will see you for who you are when they read your written word. She also showed me through the living example that actions speak louder than words, but both are extremely important in communicating about a good book or a personal experience. Ms. Paluski taught me that large, complicated problems are just a series of smaller, uncomplicated problems. Similar to this, when I joined the cross-country team, my coaches taught me that each length is like its own miniature race, making the task as a whole easier to accomplish. In other words, compartmentalizing is very valuable advice for math and for life. Finally, from the sciences, I've learned that the world is reasonable if you are. So, when considering plans for the future, a reasonable person must understand the gravity of the situation and the friction it may cause when encountering the plans of others. Also from the sciences, I learned that you cannot cool yourself by fanning yourself down. You're trying, it's not working. As high school students, it may seem like society is trying to plan our lives out for us by imposing schooling, homework, problem solving, and the like. The common rationale is that every child should continue education and schooling because you need it to succeed. It is my belief that this statement is completely false and entirely true. Yeah. That is to say that schooling and education are not synonymous. As British scholar Frederick Robertson said, instruction ends in the classroom, but education ends only with life. In my short lifetime, I've come to know that even though life ends, the influence of collected ideas live on. This valuable lesson was learned at the tender age of 6, following the death of my mother. I found myself as a second grader in a new elementary school where I had the great fortune to meet Mrs. Joan Taylor, a guidance counselor at that school. She reassured me that life is a celebration meant to be enjoyed through lasting friendships, shared memories, and the pursuit of one's dreams. Looking back now, I realize that the subtle workings of education created epiphanies later in life. For example, the intermingling the teachers stressed, the dreaded boy-girl seating arrangement, has taught us the ability to accept our differences and communicate effectively. Clearly, beyond teaching us the facts, schooling teaches us about social norms, teamwork, time management, self-discipline, and many other skills we must employ to achieve a standard of living, whatever that may be for each one of us. There is a Jewish proverb that reads, "An educated man may never be poor." Not that an educated man may never live in poverty, but rather the education itself has so much value that the man is never poor. He is in fact wealthy in knowledge. If education is success in and of itself, then I challenge you to define success in your own mind. If the world were to build a rocket, it would need the engineers to design it, the welders and construction workers to piece it together, the drillers and mechanics to fuel it, the service providers to make it a community, and the pilots to fly it. Any profession requires education in its own right, so let us not underestimate the value each of us will carry forward into graduation and tomorrow into life. I believe everyone has innate worth. In other words, if we were to use a video game analogy, we all start with the same basic value in our own unique class. This would make education the experience necessary to level up. Therefore, if we pursue education and participate actively in the myriad experience it offers, we advance to a higher level. On the other hand, if we avoid education or undervalue the experience, we run the risk of remaining at a certain level or perhaps failing altogether. The missing element in this success equation is work ethic. My parents taught me that being smart was a gift, but without hard work, it would not matter how smart I was. In an attempt to thwart this advice, even I stumbled. I buckled down and looked at different examples of what work ethic meant. Perhaps it meant that I should charge into a situation, either mentally or physically, and beat a solution out of it. Or maybe I should stealthily crawl around a situation and reach the end result without any actual work and without anyone noticing. Or maybe I should get someone else to work with me, and while allowing them to take the flak for all the mistakes, charge ahead and take the credit. While I knew most of this was wrong, I clearly understood that education is more than just showing up. While that is a necessary element, work ethic also requires us to enter a situation headstrong and with cunning, and to employ the values of teamwork. True work ethic is about setting a good example, leadership, follow-through, dependability, and yes, humility. As I wrap up, I would like to thank my classmates again for allowing me to be their speaker tonight, along with my friend Leah. It has been an honor to represent the class of 2013 with these thoughts. As we leave here this night, may we say farewell with sincerity and happiness in our hearts. As we go forward, let's use the knowledge we've gained and change the world. Good night.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to announce the scholarship recipients for the class of 2013. Students, as I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all of your classmates have been recognized. I would ask again that we would hold our applause until the conclusion of this recognition. The American Legion Scholarship, Adam A. Blade, William I. Britton, Faith M. Champion, Caitlin D. Childers, Corey T. Ciccarelli, Tyler D. Copeland, Jace D. Corkland, Devin A. Dewey, Ryan J. Ernikoff, Caitlin B. Garrett, Bradley L. Hanna, Justin T. Hines, James T. Kirkwood III, Shannon N. Lavery, Ty G. Lohr, Aaron J. Marsh, Ashley M. Pettit, Haley S. Scott, and Danielle N. Spear. The Trooper Timothy P. Bell Memorial Scholarship, Bradley L. Hanna. The Carson Bement Scholarship, Victoria N. Carson. The following 3 scholarships are to be announced: the James Broadhurst Scholarship, Harry Brown Scholarship, and Ross and Shirley Casella Scholarship Fund. The Central Blood Bank Scholarship, Mary Ellen N. Arendash and Amanda K. Thayer. Mabel K. Clark Scholarship, Ashley M. Pettit. Ralph and Helen Cohen Memorial Scholarship, Ryan J. Ernikoff. Melissa Courtney Memorial Scholarship, Shauna E. Grush. Clara H. and Robert M. Davidson Scholarship Trust, to be announced. Kirby L. Fenton Scholarship, Wyatt A. Pettit. Marshall Fisher Scholarship, Emily C. Carter. The following 3 to be announced: Charles C. and Margaret M. Fritz Scholarship, the Garden Club Federation of Pennsylvania, Claire Tink and Helen Goodwin Memorial Scholarship. The David and Pauline Gregory Scholarship Trust, Victoria N. Carson, Ryan J. Ernikoff, Nathan G. Fretz, Bradley L. Hanna, Leah D. Henderson, Shannon N. Lavery, Ashley M. Pettit, Danielle N. Spear, and Amanda K. Thayer. The Courtney Hanlon Softball Scholarship, Caitlin B. Garrett. The Elias W. and May Hasbrook Hummer Memorial Scholarship, to be announced. Titusville Heisman Football Award Scholarship, Xavier M. DeRose. John K. Henney Fund, to be announced. The Eleanor and Walter Jackson Memorial Scholarship, Jennifer L. Kellogg. Florence Jones Scholarship, Victoria N. Carson. Kane Scholarship Trust, to be announced. Deke Kaufman Scholarship, Christopher F. Hoffmeister. Friend and Bernice Kerr Memorial Scholarship Trust, to be announced. Robert and Marion Kerr Scholarship, Devin A. Dewey. Aletha M. Kurdick Scholarship, Leah D. Henderson. Dick Kurdick Scholarship Trust, Xavier M. DeRose. Irma Green Lemensky and Joseph J. Lemensky Scholarship, Shauna E. Grush. Helen K. Loop Scholarship of St. Paul's United Church of Christ Memorial, Faith M. Champion. The Lytle Family Scholarship Award, Grace I. Champion. The Marine Corps Scholarship Trust, given in honor of Ray Turk, William I. Britton. The J. Martin Memorial Scholarship Trust, Leah D. Henderson. Robert C. Mitchell Scholarship, Faith M. Champion, Ty G. Lohr, Ashley M. Pettit, and Danielle N. Spear. The Ruth Mitchell Marching Band Scholarship Trust, Amanda K. Thayer. Ruth Mitchell Scholarship, Emily C. Carter, Devin A. Dewey, Ryan J. Ernikoff, Carly A. Kreiner, Aaron J. Marsh, Wyatt A. Pettit, and Ryan E. Schwab. The Leland C. Mowry Science Award Scholarship, Ashley M. Pettit. The Northwest Bancorp Incorporated Charitable Foundation John O. Hanna Scholarship, Devin A. Dewey. Brian A. Patterson Law Enforcement Scholarship, Bradley L. Hanna. The Pleasantville Student Scholarship in honor of Harry and Betty Borland, Victoria N. Carson. The Polish National Alliance Scholarship, Samuel W. Bodemer, William I. Britton, Victoria N. Carson, Faith M. Champion, Grace I. Champion, Caitlin D. Childers, Corey T. Ciccarelli, Tyler D. Copeland, Xavier M. DeRose, Devin A. Dewey, Samantha R. Edwards, Ryan J. Ernikoff, Caitlin B. Garrett, Shauna E. Grush, Bradley L. Hanna, Leah D. Henderson, Justin T. Hines, James T. Kirkwood III, Shannon N. Lavery, Aaron J. Marsh, Ashley M. Pettit, Wyatt A. Pettit, Danielle N. Spear, Amanda K. Thayer, and Megan M. Weeder. The Bruce and Catherine Pringle Scholarship, Leah D. Henderson. Thomas W. and Pearl P. Pringle Memorial Scholarship, to be announced. Sharp and Mary Proper Scholarship Trust, also to be announced. Carl I. Rainey Science Award Scholarship, Leah D. Henderson. Mark J. Sampson Scholarship, Shannon N. Lavery and Josiah J. Leach. The Hetty Sherwin Schofield Scholarship, to be announced. Diane K. Scharnborg Scholarship, Shannon N. Lavery. The June Skinner Scholarship Trust, Nathan G. Fretz. The Summer Theater Scholarship, given in honor of Terry K. Stover, Haley S. Scott. Titusville Alumni Association Scholarship, Adam A. Blade, Grace I. Champion, Xavier M. DeRose, Marcy L. Dilly, Shauna E. Grush, and Megan M. Weeder. Titusville Alumni Association Warren C. Pete Peterson Award, Melissa J. Hopkins. Titusville Area Garden Club Scholarship, Grace I. Champion. Titusville Area Hospital Auxiliary Medical Field Scholarship, Ryan J. Ernikoff. Titusville Area Hospital Medical Staff, to be announced. Titusville Area School District Scholarship Trust, Marcy L. Dilly, Danielle N. Spear, Amanda K. Thayer. Titusville Area Schools Financial Aid Night Scholarship, James T. Kirkwood III. Titusville Area United Way Volkstadt Memorial Scholarship, Xavier M. DeRose. Titusville Area Youth Wrestling, William I. Britton, Xavier M. DeRose, Bradley L. Hanna, and Ty G. Lohr. Titusville Education Association Award Scholarship, Nathan G. Fretz. Titusville Elks Lodge number 264 Memorial Scholarship, Ashley M. Pettit. Titusville High School Class of 1954 Scholarship, Carly A. Kreiner. Titusville High School Class of 1970 Scholarship, Victoria N. Carson. Titusville Kiwanis Club, Amanda K. Thayer. Titusville Lions Club, Amanda K. Thayer. Titusville Promise Scholarship, Emily C. Carter, Michelle A. Dean, Marcy L. Dilly, and Lisa A. Harger. Titusville Rotary Club Scholarship, Grace I. Champion, Marcy L. Dilly, Justin T. Hines, and Wyatt A. Pettit. Titusville Women's Club Scholarship, Shannon N. Lavery and Caitlin B. Garrett. Touchdown Club Scholarship, Samuel W. Bodemer, William I. Britton, Emily C. Carter, Robert J. Christie, Jace D. Corkland, Xavier M. DeRose, Ryan J. Ernikoff, Alexander I. Griffin, Bradley L. Hanna. The Estella Van Horn Scholarship, Faith M. Champion, Grace I. Champion, and Ryan J. Ernikoff. The VFW Bruce Shorts Memorial Scholarship, to be announced. And the Frederick A. White and Sophia Gall White Scholarship, Samuel W. Bodemer. Please join me in recognizing this year's scholarship recipients. You may be seated. Prior to recognizing those students intending to enlist in one of our nation's military branches, I would ask that any active duty, reserve, or veteran please stand and remain standing as we recognize our students. Students, as I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Regina A. Abbey. Kayla M. Barrett. William I. Britton. Matthew B. Bromley. Alexander P. Langer. Zachary J. McCormick. Cassandra M. McCulley. David J. Riley Smith. Derek M. Schneider. Jonathan R. Schaefer, Jr. Ayla D. Strawbridge. And Derek X. White. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our students and all of those brave men and women who serve us in this distinguished capacity. You may be seated. At At this time, it is my pleasure to invite Mrs. Stephanie Keebler, Titusville High School Principal, to the podium for the announcement of our graduates. Prior to the announcement, I would ask that we take a moment to recognize and thank Mrs. Keebler, who has served faithfully as our principal since 2006. She will be missed, and we wish her many blessings as she makes the transition to Main Street Elementary.
Regina A. Abbey. Courtney R. Allen, honors. Mary Ellen N. Arendash, high honors. William C. Baker, Jr. Jacqueline A. Barker. Kayla M. Barrett. Troy E. Bayshaw, honors. Tate E. Becker. Adam A. Blade, high honors. Samuel W. Bodermer, high honors. Michael R. Bowers. William I. Britton, high honors. Matthew B. Bromley, honors. Joshua R. Brown. Quentin T. Brunst, high honors. Zachary A. Bryan, honors. Adriana J. Burnside. Chase J. Cantor, honors. Victoria N. Carson, high honors. Emily C. Carter, high honors. Jonathan S. Cartney. Faith M. Champion, high honors. Grace I. Champion, high honors. Caitlin D. Childers, high honors. Robert J. Christie, high honors. Corey T. Ciccarelli. Tyler D. Copeland. Jace D. Corkland, honors. Michelle A. Dean. Xavier M. DeRose, high honors. Devin A. E. Dewey, high honors. Marcy L. Dilly, honors. Samantha R. Edwards, honors. Jade M. Endries. Danica R. Ensley, high honors. Ryan J. Ernikoff, high honors. Thomas J. Fireeisen. Kimberly M. Finley, high honors. Zachary D. Foltz. Kara E. Foote. Nathan G. Fretz, high honors. Caitlin B. Garrett, high honors. Alexander I. Griffin. Shauna E. Grush, honors. Bailey H. R. Haggerty. Bradley L. Hanna, honors. Lisa A. Harger, honors. Lindsay S. Hara. Jared M. Hazen, high honors. Leah D. Henderson, high honors, and our 2013 Titusville High School salutatorian. She is the daughter of Patty and Brent Henderson. Would Leah's parents please stand to be recognized? Leah's GPA is a 4.1375. While at Titusville High School, Leah participated in cross country, swimming, track and field, and was a member of the varsity club. She was a member of the National Honor Society and received high honors during her high school career. She maintained perfect attendance all 4 years of high school. She was a class officer serving as class president during her 9th through 12th grade year. Leah was a member of student council, served as an Ignite 9th grade mentor, and participated in service learning. She participated in the Envirothon and was on the JETS team. This year, she received the English Award, the Honors English Award, the Carl I. Rainey Science Award, the United States Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete, the Daughters of the American Revolution Citizenship Award, and the Principal's Award of Excellence. Leah plans to attend Slippery Rock University and major in physical therapy. Nico J. Hernandez. Justin T. Hines. Christopher F. Hoffmeister, honors. Melissa J. Hopkins, high honors. Zachary T. Horn. Nicole E. Jackson, honors. Jonna J. Jacobs. Sierra H. Kazmarek. Kristen A. Carnes. Jennifer L. Kellogg, high honors. Gavin L. Kinnear. Shaylee L. Kinnear. James T. Kirkwood III. Carly A. Kreiner, high honors. Alexander P. Langer, high honors. Shannon N. Lavery, honors. Josiah J. Leach, honors. Paige N. Lindquist. Brittany M. Lindsay. Jessica D. Lingo, honors. Ty G. Lohr. Praise R. Mabugu, honors. Taylor A. Machin. Zachary J. McCormick. Ryan J. Maglet, honors. David E. Manzini. Aaron J. Marsh, high honors. Chase A. Madison. Christy L. McCann, high honors. Zoe R. M. McCann. Cassandra M. McCauley. Patsira F. McCracken. Amy S. M. Moniger. Dylan J. Mosier. Kyle J. Muzzy. Nicholas A. Neely III. Daniel A. Nellis. Mitchell T. Osborne. Dustin N. Pale. Jesse J. Patterson. Justice C. Payne. Ashley M. Pettit, High Honors and the 2013 Titusville High School valedictorian. She is the daughter of April and Joe Hollabaugh and Todd Pettit. Would Ashley's parents please stand to be recognized? Ashley's GPA is a 4.3167. While at Titusville High School, she earned high honor roll each year and was a member of our National Honor Society. Ashley participated with the Clarion Math competition teams, academic challenge activities, and the JETS team. Ashley worked as a teller within the Meadville Area Federal Credit Union Titusville High School branch. She also worked a part-time job at Little Caesars. Outside of school, Ashley was a member of the Townville Champs 4-H Club and the Crawford County Junior Holstein Club. Ashley was awarded the Honors English Award, the Mathematics Award, the Leland C. Mowry Science Award, the United States Marine Corps Scholastic Excellence Award, and the Daughters of the American Revolution Citizenship Award. Ashley plans to attend the University of Pittsburgh, majoring in pharmacy, ultimately pursuing her doctoral degree in pharmacy. Wyatt A. Pettit, High Honors. Mackenzie L. Redman. Aaron M. Rhodes. Armand S. Rickerson, Honors. David J. Riley Smith. Hannah L. Ritchie. Stacy L. Shimp. Derek M. Schneider, Honors. Ryan E. Schwab, High Honors. Ashley R. Scott. Haley S. Scott, Honors. Jonathan R. Schaefer, Jr. Aaron E. Shirey. Nikita R. Silvis. Danielle N. Spear, high honors. Dylan J. Spear. Christopher L. St. John. Jacqueline N. Steffi, honors. Ayla D. Strawbridge. Alicia M. Swecker. Amanda K. Thayer, high honors. Sean M. Thomas II. Mitchell D. Webb, high honors. Derek X. White. Megan M. Weeder, high honors. Laura J. Wilkes. Emily J. Willis. Kristen N. Wright. And Laurel L. Zuck, honors.
And now, with the power vested in me from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you graduates of Titusville Area School District. Congratulations, commence with your life.
Yeah. That was nice.
Jackie's like, me too.
Whoa, when did my music look this is something. Thank you. I can't read that.
Well, class of 2013, we can finally say that we made it. As we conclude this graduation ceremony, don't think of it as the end of the road, but rather a new beginning and a new road to follow. Graduation is a time when we pass from adolescence into adulthood, take on new responsibilities, and begin to discover what sort of person we will become. Rest assured, there will be days when we wonder why we were so eager to leave high school. I know that many of us will miss the days when Mr. Smith would raise his voice extremely loud so as to startle those students who had dozed off in class. And some will miss the intense competitive games of mat ball or speedball that we had during PE class when we would manage to give the underclassmen a run for their money. However, now is the time when we, as high school graduates, can go on to accomplish much bigger and better things as individuals. Our parents and teachers have helped to lay the foundation. Now it is up to each of us to build upon that foundation. We have all been given a wonderful opportunity to learn here at Titusville High School. I, as a part of this great class of 2013, hope that each and every one of you will make every effort to continue to strive for excellence, not only for yourself as an individual, but for the sake of this world, our world. We can make a difference, and we should make a difference. The wealth of knowledge that we have had the privilege to receive over the past 13 years is just the cornerstone for what is to come. As we begin the next chapter in our lives and start new journeys as we seek jobs, attend trade schools, or college, I encourage each of you to allow yourself the opportunity to continue to learn, continue to share your ideas, continue to have an open mind, and continue to be the very best that you can be. Before we begin the recessional, I hope that each of you will take in these final moments together. Look around at your classmates. Take a deep breath. Realize the importance of this moment and realize the importance of tomorrow and the days to follow. Although this is the time when we say farewell to our high school classmates as we know them, it is also the time for us to leave the doors of THS and confidently open new doors as we continue to build upon our foundation. Farewell, class of 2013. I sincerely wish each of you happiness, good health, and great success in the future.
And that concludes the 143rd annual commencement here at Titusville High School. Tim, another wonderful ceremony here tonight.
Absolutely, some great speeches, and on the back of the program we have tonight, the class of 2013 class motto, we came, we saw, we conquered, and they did just that tonight.
You know, we do this every year, and it's just amazing how many memories come back of my own graduation, and I'm sure your graduation as well.
I have to think a little further back in history for when mine was, but yes.
So this is the way we rehearsed. I was off confused. I was going to call it speech. I knew I did.
Of course, with all the rain over the last couple days, the decision was made yesterday to move it indoors, and they did a wonderful job as always, prepping the gym. Wonderful stage, wonderful crowd tonight.
All of our speakers tonight did a wonderful job. It's always nice when the students get up and speak from the heart, hear the stories from going back to when they first met all the way up through tonight's graduation.
Just out of curiosity, how many of your friends that you graduated with do you still keep in touch with?
Only a handful, but interestingly enough, this weekend I get to go see a couple of old high school friends.
Very nice, very nice. Well, Titusville High School, such a great school. I certainly have a ton of memories from here. And here's a whole new class that gets to go out into the world and try to conquer it. We wish them the best of luck. And thank you very much for joining us here this evening. For Mike Hollischek and Mark Heim, camera operators here tonight, and Tim Snyder, my partner in crime every year at graduation. Certainly appreciate your help with graduation.
Thanks for having me.
And again, we do wish the best of luck to the recent graduates here. For the entire staff, the Titusville Area School District, thank you so much. And we look forward to another school year this fall.
Is that what you wanted? It's mine.
Netcasts originating from the birthplace of the oil industry. We are the Stream.